Rebekah Schlabach was accustomed to young women looking a little scared. She was well acquainted with the anxious expression, the painful grimace, the sweaty brow. She could close her eyes at any given moment throughout the day and see the look of dogged determination that often crossed a woman's face when it came time to push, the exhaustion that followed when the baby tarried. As a midwife for going on 20 years, Rebekah had helped countless women bring new life into the world. This was the first time, however, that she could remember a mother-to-be looking so terribly haunted. "Will my mother come?" the young woman asked, her face pale and drawn, the dark circles beneath her big blue eyes so pronounced they could almost be mistaken for bruises. "I'm not sure." A gust of wind rattled the window pane, calling Rebekah's attention to the thick flurry of snow swirling outside. Not more than an hour earlier, that snow had floated peacefully from the sky. It was alarming how quickly some things could change. She wiped the young woman's brow with a damp cloth, worry knotting her stomach. No matter how many babies she helped birth, the nervousness never went away, though she had grown adept at hiding it. This, however, called for so much more than nerves. The full weight of the situation was settling on her shoulders. Ruth Hirschberger was not the only woman in Rebekah's care today. Down the hall, Lydia Beiler rested in bed, her stomach every bit as swollen. And earlier that morning, before the unexpected snow began, Glenn Danner had come to the house to cut firewood and had mentioned that his wife, who should have already had her baby by now, woke up feeling uncomfortable. The very real possibility that Rebekah might be attending to 3 women at once in the midst of a snowstorm pressed an anxious hand against her heart. "Do you think the gentleman was able to get my parents the message before the snow picked up?" Ruth asked. Rebekah gave her hand a reassuring pat. An Englischer had dropped Ruth off 20 minutes earlier. Apparently, she had been out for a walk nearby when her water broke. Rebekah had jotted down the address of Ruth's parents and asked the gentleman to let them know their daughter was safe. "His tires look nice and big, yeah?" Ruth smiled, but the gesture came without any spirit. Something more than childbirth was troubling this young woman. Normally, Rebekah would sit by her side between contractions and coax the trouble out. Normally, she would ask why a smart girl like Ruth had been walking in the snow so far from home when she was heavy with child. Today, however, did not lend her that luxury. "I know this isn't what you had planned," Rebekah said. Ruth had returned to North Star, Pennsylvania to have her first child at home with her mother and eldest sister. She had never intended to be here at the birthing center. "But I promise you're in good hands. Now I want you to focus on taking deep, soothing breaths, and I will be right back."